Let me tell you something that might sound strange at first. You don't need to add more things to your life to become rich. You need to delete them. Yes, delete. The truth is, most people are drowning not because they don't have enough, but because they're carrying too much. Too many distractions, too many wrong habits, too many wrong people. I once said, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. But before you can become that person, you have to make space. You have to delete what's holding you back. So today, let's talk about 10 things you must delete from your life if you truly want to get rich. And when I say rich, I don't just mean money. I mean rich in purpose, rich in freedom, rich in health, and rich in happiness. Because if you're not fulfilled, your money will mean nothing. Now the first thing you need to delete is excuses. You know, people have a long list of reasons why they're not doing well. The government is bad, my parents didn't support me, the economy is hard, I didn't go to good school. You've heard them, right? But let me tell you something. Excuses sound best to the person who's making them. I remember when I was 25 years old, broke, and blaming everything around me for my condition. Then one day, my mentor said, "Jim, if you keep blaming the seasons, your life will never change. You have to learn how to work on yourself." That hit me like a hammer, so I stopped waiting for a better economy and decided to become a better me. And that's when everything began to change. Second thing you must delete is toxic people. Oh, this one is tough, because sometimes the people holding you back are the ones you love the most. I used to hang around people who laughed at ambition. They thought reading books was boring, saving money was unnecessary, and success was for lucky people. I realized if I stayed around them long enough, I'd end up just like them. And I was right. The law of association is powerful. You can't soar like an eagle if you keep walking with chickens. So I had to make a decision. I didn't cut them off because I hated them. I did it because I loved my future more. You must value your destiny over your comfort zone. The third thing to delete is negative self-talk. That voice inside that says, "You're not good enough, you're too late, you can't make it." Oh, I've heard that voice too. I remember when I first got the opportunity to speak to a large audience. I almost said no because I thought, who am I to teach success when I'm still learning it myself? But then I realized something. If you wait until you feel completely ready, you'll wait forever. The only way to silence that voice is through action. The more you do, the quieter your doubts become. Number 4, delete instant gratification. You know, we live in a world that wants everything fast. Fast food, fast money, fast success. But here's the truth, my friends. Real wealth takes time. You don't plant a seed today and eat fruit tomorrow. When I was young, I learned the power of patience through small acts like saving money. I'd save just a few dollars every week, and it seemed so small. But years later, that small discipline became a habit that built my fortune. Remember, the same boiling water that softens a potato hardens an egg. It's not about the circumstance, it's about what you're made of. The fifth thing to delete is blame. You can't go forward looking backward. Some people spend their whole life blaming their past, their boss, their spouse, their government. Listen to me. It's not what happens to you that determines your life, it's what you do about it. I've met people who came from nothing, literally nothing, but they decided to rewrite their story. And I've also met people who had everything, yet lost it all because they refused to take responsibility. If you want to get rich, delete the habit of blaming. Take ownership of your life. The sixth thing you must delete is distractions. Today, distractions are more dangerous than ever. You can spend hours scrolling on your phone, comparing your life to others, and by the time you look up, the day is gone. I always tell people, the same time that builds empires is the same time wasted on nonsense. It's what you do with your 24 hours that makes the difference. I used to set aside 1 hour every day just to learn something new. That 1 hour turned into wisdom, and that wisdom turned into wealth. Discipline yourself to focus, delete distractions, and make room for progress. The seventh thing to delete is bad spending habits. You see, it's not how much money you make, it's how much you keep. When I was young and started earning, I spent money to impress people who didn't even care. I had nice clothes, a good car, and empty pockets. Then one day I met a man who earned less than me but had more money saved. I asked him how he did it. He said, "Jim, wealth is not in what you buy, it's in what you keep." That changed my thinking. So I started paying myself first. Every dollar that came in, a portion went into savings before spending. Over time, that habit built the foundation of my fortune. The eighth thing you must delete is laziness. Wealth doesn't visit the idle. You don't get rich by hopping or wishing. You get rich by working, but not just working hard, working smart. There's a difference. You can dig all day with a spoon, but if you use a shovel, you'll make progress faster. I used to spend long hours doing things that didn't really move the needle. Then I learned to focus on high-value activities, things that produced results. That's how you multiply your effort. Remember, you can't hire success. You have to earn it. The ninth thing to delete is fear of failure. Most people never start because they're afraid of what might go wrong. But let me tell you something. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. I failed many times in business before I made my first million. Every failure taught me something new. You can't grow without learning, and you can't learn without trying. Don't let fear paralyze you. Do it afraid if you must. Success hides behind the things you fear the most. And finally, number 10. Delete the habit of thinking small. Your income will never exceed your mindset. If you think small, you'll live small. I grew up in a small town, and for years I thought the world was limited to what I could see. Then I met successful people who dreamed big, who believed in possibilities. That exposure expanded my thinking. I realized that money, opportunity, success, they're all attracted to big ideas and bold minds. Don't just aim to survive, aim to thrive. Think beyond your current situation. Now listen, deleting these 10 things won't happen overnight, but if you start with one, just one, and work on it daily, you'll start to see change. The rich are not necessarily smarter, they've just learned what to eliminate. You don't have to add more to your life to get rich. You just have to remove what's keeping you poor. Let me tell you one last story. Years ago, I met a man named Earl who was working in a factory earning very little, but he had this spark. He started listening to personal development tapes during his lunch break. He stopped hanging around coworkers who only complained. He deleted excuses, distractions, and laziness from his life. Within a few years, he started his own business. He didn't inherit wealth. He created it by changing himself. And that's what this is all about. You don't get rich by changing the world first. You get rich by changing yourself first. So tonight, when you go home, take a good look at your life. Ask yourself, what's holding me back? What do I need to delete? Because the moment you let go of what doesn't serve you, you make room for everything that will. Delete excuses, delete negativity, delete laziness, delete fear, delete toxic people, delete distractions, and watch how your life begins to rise. Remember, success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. And sometimes, becoming the person starts with hitting the delete button. That's the secret no one tells you. You don't need more, you need less. Less noise, less fear, less excuses. And once you delete those 10 things from your life, you won't have to chase wealth, it will find you.